Alright, we're live. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We have Sin League action. I don't believe Sin League uses divisions. But it's a matchup here on Theme Park between NoMercy Sin and Boxed Emotions. Now, I don't believe the predictions went out for this game. I'm checking, though. Yeah, no. They weren't done. Anyways, this should be... Oh, they actually do use divisions. My apologies. Though I think they're just randomized divisions, in which case this is a Division 4 matchup. Now, Boxed Emotions, a newer team. They did exist a few months back. They played one scrim, I believe, against Polar. Got their handed to them, 7-2, then disbanded for 3 months before returning about a month ago, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. I think they have a better roster now, or at least some better players, but still, I don't think they're very good. Sorry. And then NoMercy Sin, I've seen them play a couple times now. They're a rather aggressive team. I don't think they have a ton of coordination, though, which is kind of a problem when it's a team-based game that involves coordination. So, last night I saw them play who they consider to be one of the best teams in competitive, 5.2. They ended up losing, 7-1 and 7-2 in a best of 2. So, you know, they obviously didn't look good there. Hopefully they look a bit better against a theoretically easier opponent. Hopefully this is a bit of a closer match than that. We'll have to see. Now, Theme Park, to talk about this map and about these bands, Theme Park is a attacker-favored map. I would certainly say there's one good site, which is Armory and Throne, and then the rest of the objectives are not so great. We'll have to see how these two teams decide to play it. But the bans are interesting, to say the least. Thunderbird is very strong, sort of makes sense to ban her. She does provide a great gun, Nitro Cell or Impacts, I believe, plus some really great heals, essentially unlimited heals, as long as they're on that cooldown. Jackal is just a classic comfort ban. The Capcan I'm not a huge fan of, but I have seen that pretty often. He's decent. He's good at punishing teams that are not particularly aware. That or teams that rush. But I don't feel that as a team you should have that issue where you're struggling to deal with Capcans. And then the Finka ban I am not a fan of. Finka got nerfed pretty hard. You know, LMG recoil, particularly her gun, if I remember correctly, got nerfed pretty badly, and she lost frags. So she's definitely not as scary of an operator as other choices. Plus, I know for a fact that on this map, Repent and the rest of NoMercy Sin doesn't use Finka, so it's not even a target ban. I don't think they even use regularly Thunderbird. So it seems just like a waste of a ban there. About a minute in here, Florida's charge is going out now as Boxed Emotions going to make their way up towards this initiation office side. Don't think they're aware of user on the other side of the map. Gonna maybe be looking for a flank at some point. I don't think that they have flank watch. They have the ability to bring a Nomad, but they didn't. I think they're droning him out here. That'll be Heroes trying to hold down the line, trying to clear out that flank, as they're just going to continue to pressure him. Did take a good bit of damage from Vertical, I believe, and he's now essentially just being pincered here. He's wasting good time, though. He'll take down Shan, and that's not the best start here for Boxed Emotions. Now going to move to 4v5, and they have a minute left. Why are you roam clearing now? Why did you not do that at the start of the match? Or at the very least, you know, put down nomads and lock off that part of the map? Why are you doing it now? Why are you wasting your time at this moment? But it is very clearly sidetracked, this offense. So by virtue of user simply existing, he is providing a great deal of value to his team. 40 seconds left. Handy takes down Anoka. Handy, fun fact, is actually just Latex on an ult. Latex got PS banned. So he has to play on an ult right now. Don't really know what happened, don't want to know what happened, but it happened, and so now they're in that situation. Ice Wolf just hit a Frost Mat and immediately gets picked off by Zolotic. That's embarrassing. 3v4 now, 15 seconds left. They haven't opened up a single wall. They're nowhere near the objective. Untuition's going to now have to push forward, try and win this round for his team, possibly. Handy going to get a double kill. Yuz takes down one. It's a 2v2, 1v2 now. Yuz finally makes his way back into the objective. Herrose is on site, trying to get this finished off, but unable to. Out of time. Out of time. And round will unfortunately fall in favor of NoMercy Sin. I'm not gonna say anything conclusive. I don't want to say that one round in. But the attacking team looked really uncoordinated. It looked like they didn't really have a plan. I don't think they had a hard reach, which is kind of necessary on this map. And I don't think that they had a flank watch. They had claymores, but no flank watch. They didn't even use the claymores. And so they didn't have a flank watch drone. And then with about half the round remaining, because they had moved so slowly on a completely empty part of the map, they decided now is a good time for them to go off and, go roam clear. So, just a really messy attack there. It seemed really uncoordinated. Hopefully they're able to pull everything back together here, get things back in order, but just a really bad opening there. They were able to start bringing it back together towards the end, but that was mainly because they started getting frags, which honestly they shouldn't have, but they did. You know, the reason they shouldn't have is because it was 40 seconds left in the round, and they're down in a 4v3, whatever the numbers game is. You know, attacking teams should not be, or defending teams should not be playing very aggressively. Just focus on wasting time, holding angles and such. Alright. EMP is going out now. Well will be opened. Impact goes out. Does that thing remove one of the Selmas, but still able to get some of those down. So we'll get a small hole in the wall, but admittedly that's all of their hard breach utility. Handy dies, so they just lost their EMPs. Opening kill goes the way of NoMercy Sin, courtesy of Repent on the roam here, who's, well, actually, last time I remember correctly, it was Anoka, who didn't get a single kill, but did waste a lot of time. This time Repent as that same operator as Jaeger, getting a kill and wasting time. So a bit more effective, but either way, still getting his job done. Anoka takes down Sean. User is dead, unfortunately, so that Vigil is no longer going to be a worry, really, for this attacking team. And now Ice Wolf have some sense of certainty with those scans, but I don't know if he's even going to be able to get that final scan, considering that he's just been down. I think Hero's going to his rescue. Pokeball, courtesy of Scorch. Hero's will trade him out. So at this point, it's a toss-up. A minute 15 left in the round, and the attack has a one-man advantage. They don't need to... The attack. The defense, my apologies. NoMercy Sin. They don't need to be playing this aggressively. And I don't know what the plan is here, really, for Untuitions and Heroes. To me, it seems like they're just trying to push two entirely different sides of the site. Which could go well, or could go really poorly. I mean, you have to keep in mind that they don't have an entryway to the site besides one of these two doors. They don't have a hatch. They didn't open up this wall well enough. They didn't do that right. Frag grenade goes out, burned by the ADS. Think he's going to send a second one in. So he uses all of his utility, and what did he get? An ADS and a barbed wire. Untuition's going to now try and put some pressure on the opposite side of the site, maybe. try and work this maintenance area. Hero is going to rotate around. 20 seconds left, so they need to get a rotate done now. Zolotic nitros her Rose. It's up to just Untuition. He's going to try and clutch with the round. Dealing with some pressure. Zolotic's going to swing around, trying to get the skill, working around those keep up barriers, as you can see. Going to push forward now. Zolotic gets the M5 kill. A double from the Mute to stifle that attack. Put his team up 2-0. So now, Boxed Emotions is trying to stop a side sweep. NoMercy Sin is going to initiation in office, which they did not win at all against 5.2 last night when they scrimped them. Mind you, they lost to 5.2 on this map, 7-2. They went 2-4 on defense, and they're already up 2-0. So hey, at least they're doing as well as last time, if you think about it that way. So, the only rounds that they won were on Bunk, if I remember correctly. That seems to be their strong site, followed by Armory and Throne, which they'd never won against 5.2 yesterday, which I think was a mistake. I think they managed to sort of reorganize that site and put everything back together, and then this site was a miss for them as well. You know, the issue for them was that they would continue to let players push in, basically unopposed, into waiting. And that would lead to them losing the round. We'll have to see if that happens again. But it's the same old. Untuitions dies at the hands of a user, and opening frag goes terribly, terribly wrong there for Boxed Emotion. That'll be a spawn peek, courtesy of the Valkyrie. Looking for a second one, possibly. He's just going to seem to be a real pest here on this gong door. And that's definitely going to put this attacking team on notice. Them losing their Yana, that's a lot of intel that they actually end up seeding there, unfortunately. And Heroes, I think, is going to try and clear him out. Here does get on the drone to try and get this intel. A run out courtesy of the Valkyrie does end up taking him down just in the nick of time, but did lose a lot of health and definitely wasted some time there. User on that gong roam. Really aggressive play ended up paying off for them in the end. So now it's a 4v4. The attacking team of Boxed Emotions as Handy dies as well, so they lose their self-support, secondary support, really. The Ace of Chan jumps in. What are you looking at? Zolotic just gets an easy frag. Repent takes down her Rose. It's up to just Ice Wolf. What are you even doing, Boxed Emotions? You clearly don't have an IGL. I'm just gonna say it out loud. I'm just saying it now. You don't. You are not coordinating. Nobody's calling the push. Nobody's paying attention. No, you don't just jump into Dragon without droning it. You can't have a player die to a spawn peak. You can't have your Yana die to a spawn peak. You can't have Handy there as Repent takes down Ice Wolf. You can't have your secondary support just die so quickly, especially when there's a mirror on the board. That Twitch needs to get the mirror windows. You can't be losing these important players this early and without getting anything off of it. You're not even coordinating a push. Do something. Work together. It's a team game. Please. Put up a fight. Because now you're down 0-3. This is an attacker-sided map. So, best case scenario, 3-3 split at half. You start off even. And admittedly, it's better, or it's easier, I suppose, to lack an IGL on defense than it is on attack, because it's a lot easier to improvise a defense than it is to improvise an attack. But this is an attacker-favored map. A 3-3 split is not really the best outcome for you. You would want to be looking at a 4-2.
Attackers have located a bomb.
So, you just gave up a side sweep, you gave a big morale boost, a big momentum boost to NoMercy Sin. We're now going back to their strongest site, which, admittedly, you know, with all due respect, you nearly won. But nearly only matters in horseshoes and hand grenades. So, work together. Have somebody in charge.
5 seconds.
Because right now, it doesn't seem like you have that. You just have 5 players who are all in the same match, on the same team, with the same objective. That's not a team. It's not coordination. It's not working together. It's a sorry excuse. But at this point, they really need to pull things back together. Nitro goes out there, I think lowered on tuitions, maybe a tad. Scorched is down here. Don't know exactly how. It's actually going to be courtesy of some pressure on the window from, I believe, Herros with that Osa shield there. Nobody really challenging him. I don't think they have the necessary impacts to do so. They don't have Thunderbirds either. Thunderbird Kona stations, they actually lost those during the ban phase, so it's going to be a bit of a unfortunate situation. User picked off by Herros as you continue to play this long angle and really just abuse that Osa shield, really. I think continuing to really pressure these windows here. Don't know why they haven't thought about having somebody jump out. I think that's what Zolotic is considering here, as the Osa just continues to be a real pain for them. Wouldn't really be, yeah, Herros takes a 2-man advantage now. Anoka picks off on tuition, 3v3. Zolotic runs out on Herros, takes him out. Sean picks off Repent. So now a man advantage falls the way of Box Emotions. Handy will pick off Anoka. It's up to just Zolotic to try and clutch this round up here. 3v1 situation. Losing sight. Sean takes down Zolotic, and that'll be the first round here for Box Emotions. Just a big play there by Herros, getting those 2 kills on that window and really putting pressure on the defense. I think that they weren't really that the defending team wasn't really prepared to deal with that, and their response came slow, to say the least. You know, it should not have taken them that long to take him out. But because he basically just put a line bisecting the site and ended up getting 2 picks and good amount of damage off of it, that really helped propel them to the win. You know? It also, in Anoka responding it forced him off site, which allowed them a man advantage on the objective, or at least a greater man advantage on the objective. So just a good play from him. I think the rest of the team was able to capitalize off of that. But full smoke with boxed emotions. Maybe. I just would expect more from them. Though maybe my expectation should be lower. This is their first ever league game. And I think, their second ever scrim? Something like that. So... Repent here holding down the castle barricade set up on the windows. It's going to be another cafe push here from Boxed Emotions. Interesting that they're not trying to pressure Catwalk. I mean, this is a soft wall, so I feel like they could very easily do that. Put some pressure on site from that yellow hall. Anoka takes down Sean off the sight line. There goes Herros as well, the Osa, the sort of star player for them last round. This time just stopped right at the line of scrimmage, really. Handy imprint taking a teeny bit of damage as he tries to push on. And they're essentially being stifled at Cafe. They're trying to make this work. That's Anoka on the bomb chassis, just continuing to be a real nuisance. Zolotic makes a play. Impact goes out, takes down Handy, but gets traded off. Untuitions picks off Repent. And so now it'll be Ice Wolf and Untuitions to try and clutch this round up. Outnumbered even more heavily now, Anoka picks off Ice Wolf, so it's up to just Untuitions to try and bring this round back. You can see Untuitions trying to work with what he's been given, and User lying in wait, gets the headshot, gets the round. 4-1 here. Real dominant showing so far from the defending team from NoMercy Sin.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers. You can stop worrying about grenades now. All secured. Word is ready to go. Activate channel.
All right, let's see how this goes.
You can stop worrying about grenades now. Device set. Place device.
So it appears that it's going to be the same hold as last time here for NoMercy Sin. And as the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We'll have to see how the attack fixes their approach here. They don't have a hard reach though, so I don't really know what they're gonna do. Sure, they have a fuse, which could, you know, really mess up stuff on site, but nobody's even running a hard reach gadget. So I don't know what they're really gonna do. I don't know why they decided not to. You know, considering that this is a map where you pretty much always have to bring a hard reacher of some sort. At the very least, bring some can openers, bring some secondary hard reach charges. So I don't really know. I think I don't even know if Box Motions knows where the site is. I mean, maybe that's why they didn't bring a hard breach. Maybe they were assuming that it would be bunk and daycare again. I don't know exactly. I would really hope that they know where the site is, but still, you know, you have to kind of question their motive after they make that sort of a decision. So maybe they're planning some sort of masterpiece here. Rippin gonna deal with a good amount of pressure. He's trying to hold down the cash side. Herrose shuts him down, but did waste a good amount of time just playing cash into Dragon. You know, forcing that clear and wasting some time in the process. Unfortunately, man advantage will now go the way of the attacking team of Vox Demotions. Nitro goes out. Herrose takes a teeny bit of damage there. I believe courtesy of the Nitros, he'll be now just be trying to continue to grow the man advantage. Takes down Zolicic for a double kill here, as they're going to continue to just slowly make their way into the site, it seems. Admittedly, you know, they don't have a hard reach, so they do need to make their way in just through one of those two doors, which is going to obviously lend the defending team an advantage, but a 3v5 man advantage is almost certainly going to play it into their favor. 5v2 actually, as Untuitions takes down User, and the lead grows. Anoka trying to possibly, or that'll be Scorch, my apologies, Anoka trying to hold down Throne side. It's just him against the world here. Scorch falls to the hands of Andy with a headshot there. And now he has to try and clutch this round up against the entirety of Box Emotions. Takes down Herrose, looks for a second one possibly. Nitro goes out, trying to make something happen. Might have scared off a player, but one will sneak onto the objective. That'll be Sean, and gets the kill. And the round for his team. Teabagging, I don't know if you should be doing that, bro. Your team's not doing too great, but they do get a 2-4 split at half, which isn't particularly good when you're on attack on Theme Park. Even worse when you're going negative. So I don't really know why you're getting arrogant when your team is doing this poorly, my friend. Checking the scoreboard, 7-4-3-3-2, 7-5-5-4-1.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Alright, definitely some mistakes there towards the latter half of the latter half of the first half, the latter section of the first half. Ended up giving up, whatever, my apologies. NoMercy ended up making some mistakes towards the second half of that first half, the second quarter, I suppose, that ended up giving them that sort of lead, or ended up making their lead a bit smaller, I would say. You know, put Boxed Emotions, gave them some more momentum, some more opportunities. So I don't know if they're gonna, or what they're gonna do here on the attack, I suppose is a better way to look at it, but we'll have to see. You know, I think towards the second half, their roam really sort of fell off, was not as effective as in the first half, and wasting time and getting kills and killing utility. So, you know, I want to see how this goes. You know, I haven't seen a whole lot of them on attack, frankly. They didn't have many opportunities to attack against 5.2. But the little that I did see was not very good. They didn't seem to have a lot of coordination. I don't know why they have 3 players all droning at the same time. We'll have to see what the plan is here. Heroes takes down Repent. That buck going to be quickly shut down. This is going to certainly give some security here to Boxed Emotions as they end up sort of protecting some vertical a bit. Admittedly, still have to deal theoretically with some smaller play now. Icewolf takes down User. Zolontic picks off Intuition, so not a whole lot else going on. I don't know where that was going, Zolontic, but I don't think you actually covered the wall. Admittedly, there was nothing left on it, so it doesn't really matter, but still. Hero's going to now try and make an impact off of basically Top Dragon. Don't think anybody's going to be really trying to challenge him at the moment. Admittedly, the numbers game doesn't really favor them trying to challenge at this point. Zolontic takes down Icewolf, gets a second kill there as Anoka picking off John, and the numbers game has suddenly turned inside out. Anoka's on the objective here, pressuring Handy, trying to get this kill here. Handy's fighting for his life at this point. Heroes is still off site in Timbuktu, practically, and now they're almost on the objective. That'll be Anoka picking off Handy. Heroes is in a 1v3 now. He's lost sight, plant is going down, and he has to try and clutch this round up. Here's the Flamer going down courtesy of Zolotic, and now he has to try and make this comeback happen. Spots Zolotic, lowers him, downs him out of the round now. Takes a bit of damage as he moves back up Dragon to try and recoup some energy and plan his next move here. Doesn't have a whole lot of time, admittedly. You know, has about 20 seconds here to get this defuse going, but needs to get something moving. Has to do a retake. Outnumbered here. Anoka shuts that down. Just a monster play, really, from the Osa, as another round goes the way of NoMercy Sin. 5-2 now. This is best of one, correct? Yes, this is best of one. Sorry, I'm multitasking here.
Seconds to go. 5 seconds left before insertion. Attackers have located a bomb. Attackers' objective is to defuse a bomb.
All right. 5-2 now. Let's see how this goes here for for this attacking team, who seemingly just continue to rumble against Boxed Emotions. Anoka taking a bit of damage, trying to deal with, that's Ice Wolf there as the Lucy, or actually Heroes trying to stop this Monty. I don't know why the Monty is accompanied by a drone. The Monty kind of is a drone in a way. And Anoka just punished there for not really having a whole lot of awareness of the fact that Heroes is right next door. Heroes continuing to be in real pain for this Monty. Intuitions takes down Scorched, so brings it back to a 4v4 now. Zontic is trying to challenge him here, but he's basically in a 2v1 at the moment. Heroes gets a double kill, this time taking down Scorched. He's, he's just continuing to soak up Pokeballs at this point. And will actually hit one of the Legion Mines, unfortunately for him. Repent takes down Heroes. He probably wants to get the needle out of his foot as soon as he can. Gonna now get pressured, courtesy of Ice Wolf for that. Just did not have her Ice Wolf fit late on that run. So it's gonna continue to just soak bullets and explosives. At this point, he's taking up half of their explosives here. And now he's gonna be looking for the plan. He's on site here. He doesn't have any assistance as Ice Wolf takes down Repent. User is again nowhere to be found. He's halfway across the map. Zolanchek's continuing to face pressure here. At this point, I don't know if he should. I think you gotta maybe think about just locking off a doorway here. He's continuing to challenge them, playing a really aggressive version of Monty. Don't know if that's wise, considering that he doesn't have any help and will end up paying for it. Diffuser's down. User's in a 3v1 now. No time. Does have some utility still on him. Has a couple drones left by his teammates, but just not a really preferable situation.
15 seconds left.
And 3-5 now. Trying to close the gap here is Boxed Emotions, but at this point they need to get a side sweep, and they can only give up one round. And if they do give up one round, that side sweep isn't even going to win them the game. It's going to just take them to overtime. So they need to have a really strong remainder of the half.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can. Bomb located by attackers.
Take some trauma plates. Is on.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds left before insertion. Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
5v4. Pen takes down Heroes. I think that was a spawn peek. Yup. On the sort of side off is quickly denied. I think that was actually attempted earlier by a user, and he didn't die off of it, but didn't get anything. Just a scare, really. So unfortunate there. See, they're just trying to rotate around and get this push started here. They have what they need to get a vertical play going. Quick question, Boxed Emotions. Why is this hatch soft? That's going to allow a pretty easy way onto the objective. It's going to allow them as well to, assuming that they have somebody here in Dragon or possibly watching one of these walls, would also allow them to essentially bisect the objective. And now, user, don't know if he was droning it, which is a bit risky, but is now on the objective here. On the objective, my apologies, above the objective, doing some work play. Nitro goes out, does roll a bit into it, but doesn't get anything beyond just some chip damage. EMP is going out now as the thermite charge will go down, and yellow wall is going to be opened up now. There was, I mean, admittedly they're running plenty of denial, so they could pretty easily cover that, but those EMPs, they're a lot of utility, but enough to keep that wall from not being opened. If that makes any sense. If it doesn't, whatever. The point is, they're now holding a very important wall, as that's going to allow them to basically just slice open this, you know, especially this armory side, and going to essentially slice open the entirety of the site. Why aren't you? Oh, he doesn't have any skeleton keys left. So you wasted 2 heartbeat charges on what? Zolotic ticks down handy. It's a 5v3 now. Scorch is looking for the plant now. He's just going to be covered here. I believe by those Osa shields and by some teammates. 4v2 now, 3v2. Chan takes down Zolotic and actually trade it out for Intuitions. Ice will falls in the hands of Scorch. It's up to just Chan at basically no health, and Anoka just finishes him off there for a 6-3 lead for NoMercy Sin.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can. Bomb located by attackers.
Alright, let's see how this goes. Bunk and Dicker hold. This boxed emotions defense has been pretty ineffective. I don't know if they're taking it seriously anymore or not, considering that they're running Tachanka and Doc. I think they are. It's just strange to see Tachanka and Doc. Tachanka, ever since his rework, has been not great, but a lot better than pre-rework. You know, now he actually brings some utility, and now he can be sort of an alternative to Smoke, but still just not a great operator. And then Doc, he's basically just used for spawn peaks, honestly. He recently did receive a pretty nice buff, if I remember correctly. He now heals 75 health with a single stim shot, so he can now actually compete with Thunderbird for heals. But still, just, you know, not again, neither of them are particularly great operators to use, and so we'll have to see what the plan is here for them. It just seems that they're using a lot of shields and trying to hold down the site, despite not having a whole lot of reinforcements that they used. Kind of confused where their other... Oh, I suppose that's where. That was probably not the best use of their utility. I mean, it looks like they're trying to stop an initiation push, but that hasn't gone so well. Scorch takes down Ice Wolf, takes a bit of damage courtesy of one of the Shumika charges. Scorch gets a double kill actually onto Handy as well. They're now pushing their way onto site. Intuition's unaware of the fact that the plant's going down right next door to him, and that'll be Chan actually unaware, and Intuition's in a 5v1 match on the line here, post plant, and Noka just closes out a flawless round, and messy game there for Vox Emotions. They'll fall 7-3.